Welcome to Lokrum, and welcome everyone to the 28th episode of the Pear Tree podcast.
Hello.
How has your week been?
Yeah, good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, it's been busy. I did say last week that I was going to be ready for like an opening of my island, but I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Oh.
I had
Shall I go?
changed my plan, although...
Shall I go home?
No. No, there's still lots to see. I still have been busy, but I've changed my plan slightly, or quite a bit. I was hoping just to place my houses back down and do their gardens, and then that would be me, but I've just decided to carry on the little walkway and adding more water to the other parts of the island, so...
Oh, cool.
It's whole water world going on here.
Amazing.
I've not finished. It's just because I've had to move so much buildings, and I know you've been doing renovations as well, so you don't feel my pain about the house moving and the water terraforming.
Oh, the water terraforming is not fun. I kind of averted my eyes when I arrived at your island so that it would be a nice surprise for you to talk about it all. But that sounds really cool.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Still need to take a walk round still, but
yeah.
I still got quite a bit to do, so I'm in the process of just moving all the houses to the beach, including my own, just so that I can get a better plan, because I wasn't able to do it with all the houses around and they're not the right position, so I'm just trying to move them all to the beach as much as I can anyway, as much as I've got space for.
Because have you added a load of house moves on then?
Yes.
Nightmare.
Don't know how many I've got, to be honest, because I'm not completely convinced that I still want Gonzo's house, because I'd placed Gonzo's, I'd done his garden, although I haven't added his cabbages yet, haven't done any decorating gardens, so I think I'm going to move his house as well. And I'm thinking of moving Coco's house, so she's got like a little, I love her garden, but I will be trying to recreate that in a different area. I'm hoping to move my house up to the back of the island where the museum was.
Yeah.
And then having Tabby, Coco up there as well.
Oh, nice. Like a little exclusive VIP section.
But not right up beside me, but closer to me than any other houses.
Yeah.
And I think I'll have their areas more set out, because I have so many people coming and going. It's quite hard to keep up with their gardens, especially if it isn't in that little set area. So
yeah.
I'll need to see what I can do, because there have been some moves. I've lost Lucky this week. I don't know if you see me posting on the Discord. I was looking for a home for him, but I knew he would be quite easy to get home for. So
did you found a good home for him? Did you?
Yeah.
That's good.
So that was good, because I had a campsite visitor. It was Colton. I don't know if you've met Colton, but he's just, how can I describe him? Fabulous. He is. He's great. He's a smug, obviously. And
I could not stand Colton. I feel really bad now. He was on my island really, really early on. I don't know if we even knew each other.
No, probably not, because I can't remember meeting him on another island. I think I've seen him online, when we've been doing the Guess Who, but I've never met him. So you must have got rid of him quick.
Yeah, he was literally there like the first couple of weeks of playing. I'm surprised that you didn't meet him, but he didn't last very long. I didn't find him very endearing. Maybe I would be a bit like Wood now that I know a bit more like the smug personality and how they warm up over time, don't they? So. Oh
yeah, I think I'm missing a smug now that Graham's left. But although Graham was a smug, I think because his house and things, I didn't think of him as smug. Whereas Colton, I don't know if you remember his house. It's like it's got the palace walls and some of the zodiac furniture. It's just really, really nice, and it just fits him. I love his mane, like his little hairdo. Yeah, I like him.
So did you find him from island hopping or?
No, he was in the campsite.
He was in the campsite. Oh, you did say, sorry. I was just wondering then, maybe he might have been a void villager from a year or 14 months ago, which would be kind of funny.
Oh, he'll still be sitting in someone's little list. Oh no, he's just at the cafe. He's a long vacation for him.
Yeah. I did find a home for Whitney.
Oh, Whitney.
And then, as you requested, I went on a island hop so we could play some bingo. I met so many cool villagers that day. It was a little bit hard to say to kind of keep looking after I met Aurora on like island number 4 or 5. She's adorable. And I kept thinking about her for the whole time I was island hopping. I shouldn't have said no to Aurora.
Oh, I think she'd be nice to have closer to winter though. A little house. I think she wouldn't like the summer.
It's always really tricky when you meet someone good, but super early on. Because you kind of think, oh, there might be, there's so many villagers out there. Who might I find? But I did see some amazing villagers. I also, Aurora's definitely gone really high up my list of dreamies, I guess. But I also met Static, who I've always kind of thought that I'd wanted Static. I don't think I realised that he was a cranky. But he's just, amazing. Really liked meeting him. And then I met Pom Pom as well, who I had a new leaf for a while and just totally love. It was hard to say no to her, but because I already had a new Peppy in Apple, I didn't want to get another one quite so soon. And then I also met Renee, and I went island hopping on her birthday, and I felt so bad, not taking Renee on her birthday, even though I know she wouldn't have moved in.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to celebrate it.
Yeah. And also, that would have put me on 4 sisterlies, which is just too many. But I eventually met Willow.
That's amazing.
So good. So I was really happy to get another snooty to replace Whitney, and I know that I love Willow already, and she's been amazing. Already had just the most fun week with her. She's moved her house 3 times in that time. I'm sorry, but she's lovely.
And I met someone new when I was there the other day. You get Megan. Did I meet her last week? I don't think I did. But you had her last week, didn't you?
She's I think cool. You must have met her after.
I think I met her after we recorded.
We recorded, yeah.
I like Megan.
I like Megan too. She's been super helpful in all the moving. I think because I moved her house in first, she's been just hanging around where I've been doing all the building this week. And she did the cutest thing. I planted a little garden for Lolly and put 2 little hyacinth seeds in the ground. And I turned away, and it was literally 1 or 2 seconds later, Megan was there watering them.
Aww.
I just thought that was the cutest thing. But mostly she just hung around eating lollies and watching me work.
Yeah, they like their lollies. I seen Barrowed eating an ice cream the day, a nice lolly, standing out in his garden.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's been all go terraforming and house moving and decorating on mine.
I know last week you were reluctant to tell me, and then now it's full steam ahead. You've been you cracked right onto it.
I did. I immediately flattened everything. Got rid of the heart-shaped pond. Got rid of my favourite spot where the peach trees are. Moved my house. Dug up, 1,000 flowers. I don't know, a lot of flowers. And just got stuck in. I don't know if I like it though, Sandi. I think I'm going to have to wait and see when I'm finished.
Yeah, because I think it's just a blank space. It's not blank space, but it's obviously just a lot of space. And now maybe when your houses are in and decorated, you might feel a bit different.
Yeah, I hope so. I felt full of confidence and inspiration when I was flattening. But I don't know. The water terraforming like really kind of ground me down. I must have, make so many mistakes doing it. But basically I've put a big kind of like canal or river running north to south on the island, coming out of one of the natural river inlets or river mouths, I guess. And then all the houses are off like to the sides of that, and they all have their own little kind of stream sort of inlet. I don't know, thinking about them like boating up and down the canal and being able to park outside their house or something.
Nice.
I'm not.
They like to fish though, and as I said, like last week, mine like to sit next to the water, and it's just nice seeing them all like sit in places where you wouldn't have seen them before because there was like nothing there for them. Just chilling.
Yeah, I think even if I don't end up really loving it, a change is really good. And it's nice to see the villagers doing something else, like you say, getting out there and fishing. Like as soon as I placed Lolly's house, like the day that she moved there, she was outside sweeping up, and it kind of looked, like she was really proud of her new little garden. So that made me happy. We'll wait and see. I feel like I've sort of didn't plan it very well because there's something like 16 house moves involved to get everybody in. But I don't know where I'm going to put my house or Katie's house. They have to kind of go in there somewhere, probably. I feel like it might be nice to be in the neighbourhood with the villagers.
Yeah, maybe just at the other side of that stream. I seen your wee sneak peek on Twitter. So the villagers are on one side because your house takes up a lot more space than the villager houses.
Well, there's going to be 5 on one side and 5 on the other, is what I thought.
Ah, right, okay.
But now I'm thinking...
Can you get rows of 6 and then you and Katie take up a back row yourself where 4 houses would be? Or you could swap them out, you could be in amongst the middle.
What about Isabel?
Oh.
She should be in there too, shouldn't she?
Yeah.
Because the library and the arcade, they're not like villagers, they're,
places
they're functional kind of community buildings, I guess. But Isabel's house is meant to be like a proper home for her, so... Yeah, you see, I didn't think this through at all.
Although she's quite close to resident services, is she not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she needs to quick get away to work and back, seeing as the amount of time that she spends there.
Yeah, I guess. She always talks about her walk to work, though, so I kind of feel like she takes the long way round anyway to make sure like everything on the island is looking good.
All right, she's patrolling. All right. Oh, because you don't have Barreled anymore to keep an eye out, so you need to...
Yeah, that's true. And I've got no jocks to do any patrol jogs.
Oh, does none of your crankies do them? Have you got a cranky still?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, no. Crankies like to patrol as well. Maybe you need a cranky.
Well, I'm not sure that security is an issue because Apple told me that she may have possibly buried 73 pitfall traps around the island.
Oh, Apple.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. She was worried about why I had a shovel, and she was like not sure whether I might be discovering something she'd done. I haven't found any yet. I'd love it if they could bury pitfalls.
That would be funny.
That'd be amazing.
I've not buried pitfalls for ages. I might need to get crafting just to craft something. Although I need some weeds. I'm decorating with weeds at the minute.
What are you making with your weeds?
Just like around the edges, like out by the walkways, just to fill up that green space. I just think the weeds look really nice. It's not like previous games where they did look like weeds.
No, they do look nice. I thought you meant that you were crafting DIY things with the weeds. But you meant like using them. Yeah, they look great. Put down as like flowers, don't they? Or
Yeah, and they stop the flowers spreading as well. Because I will be placing more flowers randomly around the island, but I really don't want to be waking up after it rains to like 10 million more.
Yeah.
Exaggeration, but it feels like that. Never ending,
that was,
so...
Digging up flowers to do the terraforming was a real big chore. But, you know, just like in real life, I love the natural, the way the weeds look in real life as well is amazing.
Yeah, because they're all
let
different.
Them grow. Yeah, let them grow in the hedgerows. You get beautiful little wildflowers, and you get different stages in Animal Crossing that look good. Where I have my little 2 trees of Valinor, the little kind of like Lord of the Rings thing, they just all suddenly sprouted up into the kind of tall wild ones, and I think it looks really amazing now. I guess because of all the rain that I've had.
Oh, we were just talking about the water terraforming. See, try to do it with drift. It's horrible. Because it just keeps like, I press A to dig up, but it just like turns and digs the wrong bit.
No.
And it's been wrong.
Joy-Con
but it also
drift.
But it also got me in trouble with Tabby this week. I'd put my Switch down. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was looking at my phone, and I've just clocked my Switch screen, and it's Tabby, and she's like, "You don't really need to do that." I can't remember what she said exactly. I must have been like pushing her while I was drifting, while I wasn't looking at the Switch, and she got all sad, and she was like, you know, the shoulders go down, and they're just walking, and they get these little purple, I don't know, circle coming, like swirls coming out. Yeah, so that wasn't...
Oh, poor thing.
After me bought her on the head last week, and then I'm just pushing her around. But I spoke to her, and then she said she didn't want to speak to me right at this minute. I was okay, and then I couldn't leave her, so I went back, and then she gave me the option to say sorry, so I said sorry, and then she went off singing and dancing. So
oh, that's nice. I don't think I've seen that before.
So we're all good now.
I'm glad you made up.
And what else was it? Tabby, I went to give Blair a gift. I'm still looking for Blair's photo, and Tabby was in there, and she had her Christmas jumper on still, but I gave her the little crown, the handmade crown.
Yeah,
I just thought that would be nice, so I gave her that. So she was rocking that, and then she sat down and she read me and Blair a little story.
Oh.
She never really, but I just set it up because I think she was sitting on a stool, so I just sat down beside in front of her, and then Blair came over. You know the way they follow about the house when they've got visitors?
Yeah.
And they just smile at them, so she's just standing there smiling, so it's quite cool. It looks like Tabby was reading as a story.
Oh, that's cute.
I love the kids, is it Children's Day, the items, the cape and the...
yeah, they're amazing.
The crown. So I ordered a couple of them, and I gave Benji one, so he looks cute in his.
They always remind me of Chevrolet, because do you remember that I had her on my island quite early on?
Yeah.
She asked to buy it from me. I think I was walking around with it in my pockets, and then she just wore it all the time from then on. And I think Mary's Broccolo wears that quite a lot as well, and that's just perfect for him.
Yeah, his colours, good for his colours. I gave it to Joey when he was here.
Yeah, cool.
And he looked cute. He looked the best. I miss Joey. But also I got museum items. I've only got one down to one now. So the right hand wild painting, or right side wild painting, whatever. I got an amazing painting this week. I bought it off of Nukazon. I caved.
Understandable.
It's just, it wasn't, I couldn't see it. I had read twice as well, but somebody had put it on Nukazon. They had put it on as a really cheap price, I thought. So I've just put an offer in higher than that, and because it was Nook Mile tickets and bells, and then they came and they dropped off the present, the amazing painting, but then they left a present, and I just picked it up and I forgot about it, and then it wasn't till the day after I've opened it up, and it was a handmade the mum's apron, and it was one of them off
nice.
My wish list, so that was really nice.
Ah.
So they'd obviously looked at my wish list and brought an extra gift, which I was really happy about.
It's a lovely community, isn't it? Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I've had so many nice experiences on Nookazon and meeting people online. And it's weird because quite often, like when they bring out news, all the comments are so moany that you kind of think, sometimes I think, God, like there's loads of really entitled, opinionated Animal Crossing fans out there. But actually, that's not my experience of the ones that I've met at all. I think it's just like the vocal kind of minority on social media. And actually, almost everyone I've met playing the game has been amazing. Oh, that's nice that you had a nice experience.
Yeah, I've not really had the bad experiences in Nookazon. I know there is a lot, but I've been quite lucky.
Yeah, I think the only time I've had a bad experience is when it's been someone who kind of didn't know what they were doing. So like a mistake rather than anyone being, bad.
Out to get you. Aye.
Yeah.
I think the only bad experience sometimes I've had, I would say, is when I've, and it's not been on Nookazon, it's been on other Discord, where it's when I've had a villager up for someone to take and then they don't show up and things, and like that's the only thing that really has annoyed me like online so far, is because I could have been given that to someone else and then this animals went to the void.
Yeah.
But I would say that was the only bad experience that I would say I've had socially.
And that's kind of similar to what I meant. I've had a couple of people who didn't know, who said that they wanted somebody but didn't have a space for them and didn't know how to get it.
A plot.
Because they didn't really know what it meant, I guess.
Oh no, that's understandable.
Yeah. On the whole, though, it's just been such an amazing experience over the last year or so. Making friends and sharing the joy of this game.
Yeah, and I've been loving, just as we're talking about that, sharing, is the halves competition we've got running on the Discord.
On the Discord, yeah.
Yeah, I've only participated in, I never missed last week, but I've done this week. Because halves, I just thought it was really boring last year after a while, and I think I said that the other week. And again this time, I've only done it twice now, and it's just been really boring. But because we've got this theme going on, I've been wanting to go and do it, so it's been fun, even though I have no idea. Do you know, I had to Google cottagecore last year, see when everyone was like building their towns and things. I think I'd seen cottagecore because that's this week's theme, and I had to Google it because I didn't no idea what it was.
Yeah, I always think of it as being a well in some trees. That's like my typical, like that's where my mind goes when I hear that phrase.
Yeah,
like Little Red Riding Hood, I guess.
Yeah. I think when I seen the theme was cottagecore, I had to, in my head is like I have to recreate something with the log stakes, because every island that I've been to that has a cottagecore theme uses these little stakes, and I've tried to use them and they just don't work for me. But all the other islands I've been to, it's really cute and it's lovely. So I was like, I'm going to try and use them in my cottagecore themed wedding.
I really like them as part of the, I think it's called the country fencing.
Yeah.
I feel like if you add in a log stake at kind of certain points where you're using country fencing, it gives the fencing a sort of like more natural kind of ramshackle look.
I've never seen that. I need to try that out.
Well, I've had it all over my island for the entire last year. So.
Oh, have you? I've not even. Well, yours obviously just fits right in the theme, so I've not even noticed. So it's been nice.
Yeah, I guess if you don't notice, then that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But people do always tell me that my island is cottagecore, which I'm like, okay, it's not
It's not a bad thing, because I think it's really nice. It's really not wild. Well, it's a bit wild, but it's just natural. And I think that's what you've always said that you want to go for.
I did always intend to make an island that was just like a whole kind of wooded thing. and all the villages were in the wood, but I never really managed to pull that off. And now I've obviously flattened a third of my island and really changed it all. I might do that one day still.
Yeah, I think it'd be really quite hard to do that, even though I think that'd be really nice. But I think just with all the furniture you get, I think you wouldn't be able to use as much items if you were sticking to that with it. And I think that'd be a waste for me, because there's so much cool items that I want to use or would like to use. And there still is, even with a developed island, I still have items that I've not used, but I think that's quite good that you can change it up so often, because you can use them. You can't use them all at once, obviously, but be changing it constantly, or not constantly, but regularly. It's nice. I think if you've got all your houses, just as you were to say, if you've got all your houses in one area, it means you can open up to have that wilder area. You've got a larger space, so you can still have that, just not all over.
Yeah, I think at the start, I kind of was imagining working towards like this one sort of perfect image of an island. And so everything I did was kind of like working towards like an end point where everything would be sort of just right. But actually, the more I play the game, the more I feel like experimenting and being open to changing things gives the game a lot more longevity. Like, having flattened loads of my island has been quite like freeing, and has made me feel a little bit less precious about the things that I do. And I'm not sure that I like what I've done, but I'm also like, oh, it's okay, because if I make it and don't enjoy it and I want to change it, then that's great. That gives me another opportunity to try some new things and go dreaming for inspiration, to use items that I wouldn't have used before. It's been quite liberating feeling like it's okay to flatten your island and start again, which I'd never kind of felt before.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing what you've done and how you change it if you don't like it. Because I'm sure you will, once everything's in place.
I must admit, running through it this morning, I was a little bit more... I was like, oh, actually, it's not that bad. Because it's only a rough draft at the moment. Once all the houses are in there, then you get to the decorating part. But I do feel like perhaps I should have sketched out something beforehand just to make sure everything fitted. Whatever happened to those designer tools that they had when the game first came out?
Are they not there anymore? I never used them, but I know people that did. I think
they just weren't very good. Like, they weren't very usable. They didn't take into account things like, they would just let you put a bridge anywhere, for example.
Right.
Or an incline could go anywhere, and it didn't require, like, it didn't let you know, oh, there's not enough space for that here, or it's too near the rocks or anything like that.
Ah, right.
And in my mind, that's the most important part of using a tool like that. Because if you build everything and then you're like, oh, actually, this incline doesn't fit here.
Yep, and that messes up. I don't know, maybe there is more ones available that do that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't come across any. There are some really amazing tools out there that people have created for this game. I used the catalog scanner app this week to scan my missing critters.
Ah, right. Oh, I didn't realise you could do it with your critters.
No, I didn't. I've used it before on the catalogue.
Yeah, I have as well.
It brought up this nice little picture list of all the ones I'm missing. I think it was something like 50 across the 3 fish, bugs, deep sea creatures that I was missing. But I did manage to get quite a few this week. On my island hopping, I got 2 new fish. And then when I was out visiting for a couple of birthdays this week, I got some new ones as well. So I got an arowana and an arapaima. Arapaima?
Yeah, they're quite big ones, yeah. I got I think the arowana was one I never had. I got that this week as well.
Oh, cool. Blathers was very happy. I haven't taken him any new bugs yet, but so he's happy. And then we went to visit Renee for her birthday, and I caught a snapping turtle after the party. So that was lovely. Renee's birthday was really cool. Coco was visiting as well. We had a lovely time.
I've missed all the parties this week.
And we went to Zell's birthday as well. And I caught a Dorado. I think I caught that at Zell's birthday. Definitely caught it at Peridot. It might have been Zell's birthday, or it might have been the next day. But yeah, four new fish. The only thing I've managed to catch on my island is black bass, and I caught a tin can.
Oh, tin can's a good find.
Tin can's not too bad, but yeah. Well, when I say I caught a black bass, I mean I caught like 30 of them. Because now when I see something, I'm like, I've got to grab that because I'm missing so many. I think I've still got 22 fish to go.
Yeah.
So every time I see a shadow, I'm like, right. But it's not been very good on my island. So I think I need to do more island hopping.
Well, there's plenty of rivers here if you want to have a wee fish before you go.
Maybe I will, yeah. My luck's been in on other people's islands, so maybe I'll have a little fish.
Although I think I use, I need to go and update mine because I'm only down to a couple, but I use Nook's Guide, I think it is, for the fish because you can have your list there, but also it'll tell you if you go into it, it'll tell you what fish are available right now.
Oh, that's great.
And also the size, because that obviously helps. So if you're looking for a smaller fish, you just can ignore all those big shadows that are possibly black bass.
Definitely.
So that's what I used last year, and I probably need to have a wee look at it again this year. And it'll tell you all the stuff that you've... Nook's Guide.
Nook's Guide. I'll check that out after.
You will need to... Although you don't necessarily need to put all your information in, because you could just see what fish are available this hour, and it'll just give you a list, and you can just look for the ones that are on that list for you. Yeah,
I'd like to put my list of missing ones in and then tick them off as you go.
Yeah, it will take a bit of time, but it will. Well, actually, if you still got 50, it's not that much, but it's worth it. Definitely. There might be better ones out there, but that's the one I've been using.
That catalogue scanner app can feed into quite a lot of the other websites like Nook Exchange.
Ah, right. I'm going to need to do that.
So it might be able to do it for that one. I'll have a look.
Because there is only a couple I need, but I don't know what ones. I keep searching for the ones I need because it doesn't tell you what you need.
It doesn't. I kind of like that it doesn't, but also I'm glad that I can look it up online. Imagine playing this game with no internet. You just wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't know what to... it'd be really hard to get all the variations, and you'd have like no idea what all the fish and bugs and stuff were.
Yep. Yeah, I'm so grateful for all the work that other fans put in to putting up these guides.
Yeah, it's certainly a game that attracts really like intelligent and creative adjacent culture or like adjacent resources. Of everything from the way that people make just incredible islands to all like the programs that people make and the apps and stuff that go with it. It's just inspiring and it's brilliant. Not to mention all the fantastic, podcast makers out there.
Oh yeah.
I hope that my renovations are even a fraction as good as some of the things that our friends do and some of the things that the people on the internet do.
I'm sure they will be. I think you always find that though when you go to other people's islands, you just think they're like so amazing, and yours is like, ugh. But they probably think the same when they go to your island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I forget, actually, can you tell me what the thing and what I've placed down here between us is? These are some new items that were available in the shop.
Well, I can't remember their name, but they're sticky rice steamed buns for the Dragon Boat Festival. They look pretty appetizing, actually.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, for you because it's just that breakfast time. Looks like a nice egg there.
Is that an egg? I don't know. Is it?
I don't think it is an egg, but it looks like an egg. A big yolk in the middle.
Yeah, I definitely need to give some to Biscuit. I think that he would really appreciate them. But I love that idea. It's like an East Asian festival, it says in the Nook shopping app. And these are little steamed sticky rice parcels. Any food is just amazing. I love the addition of the foods, and I love giving them to Biscuit, popping them around the island. They're great.
Although they are furniture, they're not classed as food, so when you give them to people, they're not going to, well, not that I would expect them to eat them, but like we spoke about it the other week, like Barrel just like chucked his cheese on the floor. Like Barrel, you've got a table there.
Yeah, it's weird that the cheese seems to be a floor item. Barrel would like some steamed sticky rice parcels, I think.
Do you know what? He probably would. I gave the other little item, I don't even want to try and pronounce it. I gave that one to...
Oh, the Korean one?
Yes, I gave that one to Annalisa. So she's got that, but she never gave me anything back, so...
Oh, she didn't like
it.
Yeah,
don't expect any presents. I might just mail it to Barrel, because I'm still looking for his picture, so... He still not gave me it. I don't think he wants to leave.
Are you sure that he hasn't given it to you and you just haven't noticed?
No, I'm sure. I would have remembered. I think I would have told you.
Well, I
or
guess
shared it with everyone.
Well, we know it's a random chance, but we were pretty certain that the ones that moved from Friends Islands already started with a friendship level.
Yeah.
But maybe this doesn't. Maybe this suggests that that's not true. Because you've been friends with Barrel for a year.
Yeah, but I think there was someone else. Well, Robin, I had Robin forever. And then I was thinking that I'd actually given her photo before and threw it in the bin or sold it or done something with it, but I haven't. I didn't.
Maybe I think I might have asked you that last time.
So maybe it was just random. Maybe it is still the same. You do have that friendship level. It's just Barrel's just one of these ones that just holds out for so long.
He knows that you boot them off. I'm sure I said exactly the same thing about Robin. Now thinking about it. I accused you of just putting the photo in your storage without noticing, and then I said that she just doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, and I think I had looked in my storage. I had looked all over my walls because in my house, because sometimes I like to place them that it's accessible so I can read their pictures first. And then I had looked through all my screenshots, because usually I'll take a screenshot as soon as I get a picture. I'll usually take so I was looking through all my screenshots for months, because I had them for months, making sure I hadn't given her photo.
I feel like it's something that I would do quite easily, because if you're in the middle of doing something you just I've got to run and check the turnip prices, or I'm just going to go and get those crafting materials for my house. You can just mash through the conversations and not really pay that much attention to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do that. I still want to stop and talk to them, but I don't necessarily need to hear what they've got to say. I had a cool conversation with Biscuit this week, though, and I was listening to him because he was telling me all about boats. I was like, oh, boats. Maybe he was talking about Cap'n coming, because he was talking about how lovely it is to go on a boat. And he
Or
said his
all your
favourite
new
thing.
renovations.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, he's going to be able to boat up to his house. He was saying that actually he's not, because he's been banned from all boats, apparently. He was talking about sea shamblies, which I thought was really cute. And all the things that he likes to yell off the side of boats. And that's why he's been banned. We've definitely disproved the fact that the villagers are talking about new things that are coming to the game, because that has not happened once since I mentioned it.
No, it's not. And I'm quite sad about that, because they've been asking, I think it was Gonzo, has been saying that we need to go and get a pear juice soon. He likes to have one after a stroll, I think was what he said, or a walk around the island. He likes to have some pear juice. We should get one together soon or something like that.
So we don't normally deal with like outside world news and rumours and stuff on this podcast, but there is the Nintendo E3 presentation coming up next week. So there could be some Animal Crossing news coming then.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. But they have given us so much already.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not getting my hopes up for something big that starts with a B. I don't know if anybody wants anything else, but I can't think of anything else I want in Animal Crossing yet. I mean, as in like new characters coming in, or new events, or new facilities to use.
I feel like it would be nice to add some element for the characters who don't have a lot of use to... Well, that's not a very nice way of putting it, but characters like Red and Celeste, you kind of run out of things to talk to them about. Like once you finish your art gallery, you're not going to go and like see Red on his boat unless you know that your friends are looking for a particular thing. And Celeste was the most exciting NPC to see if you had. And once you've finished all the Zodiac DIYs and you have like a storage with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of star fragments, not really a lot of point in going to speak to her. But I'd love to have a reason to speak to her.
Yeah, like an observatory. That would be nice.
That'd be lovely.
Although we have got those we've got all those reaction spaces still left, so maybe they're going to bring something out with new reactions.
That's true. That would be amazing. I just think about it every time I go to the airport and there's all those 8 seats there. I'm like, there's 8 seats in here. Why can't you, there must be something that they were thinking. You might want to have all of your friends that are visiting sat in the airport in those seats while you talk to the dodos and arrange to go somewhere all together.
Oh yeah, because that's what they had in the island.
Yeah.
After you all sat down if you wanted to go and do an island game. Somebody spoke to... Oh, I can't remember her name. Oh, that's horrible.
Leilani?
Yeah, Leilani.
And it just makes me think of that every time. I'm not pushing for like new stuff. There's plenty of things for me to do in this game still. And in a way, nice. the longer they kind of like drag it out, the better, because the longer the life of the game that way. It's not like there's a lack of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But there's some things that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't want anything. There's lots of things that I would like, but they have given us so much, so I'm not going to be like, you better give us this, or moaning that they didn't give us anything. But
I think what might be more likely that we see in the presentation next week from Nintendo is Zelda stuff, because it's a big year for Zelda, 35 or 35th anniversary. So maybe we'll get the Zelda items back in the game.
Oh yeah, because they had them in New Leaf.
They had villagers as well, didn't they? season doesn't happen on your island, so
Yeah,
you
I
can
suppose you've got a choice.
ignore it.
Yeah.
Which I think I did last year. I think I probably didn't do it for like 2 weeks of the 4. Do you like my milkmaid outfit? Sorry, go on.
No, I do. Sorry, I was going to ask you if you had any lost items recently, because I've been doing so much work. I keep finding them because I think there's times that they've probably been lying about and I've just not even found them.
Yeah.
Usually they'll tell you, like, see when you press investigate, it will tell you something, like give you a clue to who this could be. And I got one the other day and it's like, this item is lost.
Oh.
That was it.
Okay. Well, did you find an owner for it?
Yeah, I did. I think it was Colton. Was it, or was this a different one? Anyway, I think it was after it, and I went into Tabby because she was nearby first, and then she's like, "How could you think this was like, this is totes not my style?" Like, I was like, "Okay, sorry," but it never gave me any indication of what it could be or who it belonged to. So Tabby was not happy. This was before I pushed her, so she had no reason to feel that. But she was a bit offended that I thought this thing was her style when it clearly wasn't.
You're going to need to up your gifting game for Tabby to make it up to her this week. Yeah, annoyingly, I was knocking down one of my cliffs and terraforming in big long lines. And I got to one bit and someone had somehow managed to drop their diary up above the like where I was terraforming. So I got there and obviously couldn't get any further and had to climb up, and there was a diary and next to it was a glowing Beltree hole. I was like, I had to climb up and remove the two things.
Half a house move, more than half.
That's true. I've been planting
all my trees.
Yeah, me too.
For that.
Me too. It's not been so bad. Like 50,000 bells a time actually is not that bad compared to moving a bridge. Like I forgot that the bridges are like 250,000 bells, some of them.
Yep.
It's like 5 house moves for one bridge. I put in a brick bridge because I thought I wanted something that had a nice arch that you could kind of imagine being able to sail underneath it.
Yep.
But I don't know if I like the style really. It doesn't really go with the rest of the things I've been building. So I might have to demolish that and build something else, which will be super expensive. But also I've run out of bridges now. So even though I had maybe 1 or 2 more in mind.
You've run out of bridges?
Yeah.
I always run out of inclines, but right now I've got, I don't know how many inclines because I've destroyed so many, and I've still got some to destroy because I've changed my plan a bit. So
yeah, I've got spares and spare inclines now. I definitely think next time I do a big project, I'm going to maybe try and plan it on paper, or at least think about things like number of bridges and how much space a house takes up like before I just go for it. It's been really good fun though, and it's definitely like been really engaging, and it's made me like play. I've been playing for like a lot longer every day than usual, so I can't complain.
So is that your plans for next week? Is carrying on with your renovations, decorating?
Yep. Yeah, I think I've got 2 more houses to put in on by the beach, and then I'll need to do a bit more terraforming to make some space on the other side of the river. How about you? Got any plans for this week?
Yeah, I'm just the same. I'm just a bit of decorating. I'm just a bit of decorating, a lot of decorating, and some more terraforming.
Oh, well, that sounds good. Can't wait to have a look at what you've done. Good luck with all your rest of your renovations.
Thank you.
And I think that's about it for us today, isn't it?
Yeah, going off to do some fishing.
I'm going to go meet Colton.
Oh, yeah, Colton, yeah. Oh, actually, if he might have his poncho on. He said to me, in a conversation, because obviously Smug's quite like fashion as well. He said something about ponchos are just like the thing you have just now. And then I gave him a poncho sweater, so he might have that on.
Okay.
He looks ridiculous, but he loved it.
Okay. Yeah, it's been great fun catching up on all the weekly gossip.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for everyone that's joined us on this week's episode. If you want to carry on chatting about Animal Crossing, we are always up for it. Come and find us on... Where are we? We're on Discord. The invite's below. You can chat to us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the places that you might expect. Also, we have a Patreon where you can subscribe for any amount of money a month and support us.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. Lovely. Thanks,
Bye,
Sandi.
Luke.
Bye.
Bye.